Hi, y'all.
Hello.
How you doing, Maddie?
Good.
I forgot to grab my water. Can you go grab my water for me? Sorry, guys. We are rushed to get on here for 4 o'clock. We had an appointment, and just right there, Maddie. Oh, you know what? Never mind. It's fine. Just bring it. Just bring my water bottle over there. Sorry, we're not very organized here. That's fine. That one there. Yeah. Come on. Don't mind us. Anyway, happy Thursday. So we're just getting in, weren't we, Madison?
Pretty much.
We were rushing from an appointment to get home. And what happened, Maddie?
You can tell them that one.
Anyway, Mom got pulled over by the police. So we're not going to say anything because we haven't told Mister yet. But he let us go. But
be nice anyway.
He just told me to slow down a little bit. But we made it home. We're here in one piece. And we just wanted to jump on.
How was I with that, though?
Well, I don't think you really liked it, did you, Madison?
Ugh.
Are you coming on to show your
Yes.
face? Okay.
Hi.
Show your face. No, come on over. Come on over. You have to say hi to everybody.
I did.
Say
Hi.
hi. Come on. It's hat day. It's just stick your face on for a minute and say hi.
Hi.
Hi. So we just wanted to jump on because it's Maddie's day off and she hasn't been on in a while, have you? I don't think we've been on since my birthday. It's been busy here as it's a busy time of year for everybody. What did we have happen here the last week, Madison?
Well,
Send. Just you're doing some other work. What did we get in the piano in that living room?
Oh, we got the piano.
We got the piano. Yeah, so that was super exciting. So we had to make room for the piano. So that being said, we had to move around our whole house, didn't we? Hey?
Yup.
Okay, so that's good enough. However many people you've got there, that's good. So we had to make room for the piano, and we had to move furniture, and we're getting out our Christmas, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we're getting Christmas decorations all up. You can see back here, we got some of our trees up, but it's just been crazy busy, hasn't it? So it's a busy time of year. So that being said, we thought it would be something good to pop on here and talk about what, Maddie? What Christmas is like for special needs kids.
Yeah, that one.
Right? And kind of stuff that you went through growing up, the things that were really a struggle for you. You're tired today, aren't you? Man, you're ready for a nap. Madison gets up early and then she's ready to go to bed early, aren't you?
That's okay. Sometimes
that's okay. So we thought it might just be good to jump on and just talk about what it's like for a special need kid at Christmas. So Madison, what's it like? Like, what were things that really bothered you growing up that were a real struggle?
Change of schedule.
Change of schedule is hard, right? Yeah.
And then...
Because there's always stuff going,
yeah,
like that's different, right? Special things at school and special things at night and special parties at church or banquets or just going over to people's houses, right? And that's all different activities for you, isn't it? That you have a hard time dealing with, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you cope with that growing up?
I don't know.
Hey, Anna. We're really tired today. Hey, Maddie. Anyway, so growing up, hey, Margie, my birthday twin is on. Hey. Growing up, what I would do at Christmas for Madison, because it was a real struggle for her, and she would really wonder what was happening, say, when we went to...
Oh, Lorna.
Hey, Lorna. Hey, Anna. So it was a struggle when we went, say, like to my parents for Christmas. But what I would do for Madison, because she was very visual, and so I would kind of... Still am. I would make a little book, and in the pages of the book, I would write all the things down that might happen at Christmas at Grandma and Grandpa's, right? So you knew what to expect.
Yeah.
Right? And then that helped you. And what happened is you carried that book around, and you memorized that book. But it helps you learn what to expect. So we talked about things like, okay, it might be really loud there. Talked about the food, talked about the...
Just how, like, goes about the day.
Yeah, like we're going to eat first, then we're going to have a little break and clean up the dishes and then do gifts, but kind of broke that down in more detail so you know what to expect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and how did that help you?
Oh, it helped me a lot.
Why? Because it made you more calm, right?
Yeah, because I kind of knew what was going to happen instead of all of a sudden being thrown at something. I was like, what?
Right, because special needs kids, they really struggle with things that are new too, right? And new environments, new schedules, new things. So even now, we find Madison's birthday is in February, and from like Christmas till February when her birthday.
Because it's such a short time frame that we're getting the end of Christmas, packing all that, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's like
your birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of changes in there, isn't there? There's a lot of different routines, things that you write. And now you even have a different routine again, right? Because when you were in school, you had a routine, but now you're working. So that's a new routine. So we kind of need to chunk things out, don't we? And we always have, at any given time, we have lots of clipboards around, lots of notebooks, don't we, Madison? And that's always been the story of our life, right? We write things down and we have lists to check it off, right? And that's where you thrive and do better, right?
Yeah.
So if you know what to expect, and we've talked about it, and we've done the list about it, then you are more calm, and your anxiety just flows. It doesn't,
it doesn't go all like static,
right?
like it's all the way up at the top, and then it goes over off somewhere else.
Right. So those are things that really have helped you with tools to do better during the holiday times, right? Because it's a hard time for a lot of people, right? This time of year. And for everybody has different reasons why it's hard for them. So it's hard for special needs kids, but it's also hard for families that have lost someone they really love. Oh, there's the doc coming on. Hey, doctor. So it's hard for anybody that's lost somebody they love at Christmas. Divorce and separates families and parents. And, that's always a hard thing. So there's all kinds of reasons. What are you saying, Madison? That's not a fun season, is it? It changes things again, doesn't it? So, just what you knew to be something routine and comfortable, then that's kind of yanked out from you and it's changed again, right?
It's like you took it to the paper shredder and you had to write it all over again.
Say that again. Say it again.
It's like you're taking that thing, that normal thing, you take it to that paper shredder and it just destroys it, and you had to rewrite that whole thing that you knew before all over again.
It's like you're starting all over again from scratch.
Pretty much.
So it's kind of scary because it's doing things for the first time and doing things that are new, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes doing things that are new are really hard for you, isn't it?
Not that it's bad, it just is different, because anxiety is not actually bad. It's if you let it get to you when it gets bad.
Right. It's keeping that in balance and in control. So everything stays in alignment. Because when it's in alignment, you can function well, right?
Yeah.
So Madison and I, should we tell them about our trip that we went on the one Christmas?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because Madison always, hey, Roxanne. Madison, her dream was what, Madison?
Just to go see the Eiffel Tower.
You're preoccupied with your phone here. Talk to the people here.
Just to see the Eiffel Tower.
Just to go see the Eiffel Tower. Kind of like that's everyday stuff. So what happened a few years back? What did we do?
We went to see it.
We went to see it. And where did Mom take you?
To the Eiffel Tower.
To the Eiffel Tower. And then where did we go?
England.
London. And then we went to
Wales
for Christmas, didn't we? So again, that was a lot of different things that were happening, different routine. So we were probably a year in the planning of this trip, weren't we, Madison? Right? So we were a year in the planning of this trip, and you know what? We had notes and books all over the house, didn't we?
Yep.
Right? Because the more Madison knew and the more she could expect of what would happen and how it would be there, the better that she coped with it. And then she would be more successful. And then she could enjoy those moments that I knew she really wanted to, right? But what happened when we were away that we weren't expecting for you? I knew it would be busy, but it was extra busy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was extra noise.
Ugh.
Right? So with the extra busy and the extra noisy,
It throws me right off.
it really started to get to Madison's anxiety. So we had to do all kinds of things to try and
Like,
help
I don't
that.
mind noise. Is when it gets. It's like,
What does it make you feel like?
you know how sometimes you can handle a certain volume,
Mm-hmm.
but when you get past that volume, it automatically sounds like it's times 10. Like
Right.
it
Right.
gets so loud that you're like, nope, don't want anything to do with it.
So it's over the top.
It's
Next
an added extra to what you're used to.
Right. So that's never good, is it?
No.
Because then it's just kind of like, then you don't know what to do first, right?
It's almost like you're in a freeze state where you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Right. So what are some things that we have used over the years that helped you with that? Like there's earplugs when we were traveling, right?
Yeah,
And there's also noise canceling headphones.
that too.
Right, that we have used. And lots of times with Madison, like with having sensory issues, she finds if she has something soft around her. So now that she's older, it might be a soft scarf, it might be a soft keychain, it might be, you know, a hat or something. So then if she's getting anxious, she has something to just kind of grab a hold of and feel, eh? And
Yeah.
that just can kind of help you calm down, because that's kind of why you have your service dog, right? Is for a companion and just to be able to pet him and just have to calm you down and soothe you, right?
Yeah.
But when we were away in the UK, it was it was a bit crazy, wasn't
The
it?
trains were crazy.
Yeah. So there was some times where it was pretty high stress. There was times when there was lots of people and she thought she was going to get, you know, detached from me.
Because it's a new area, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Right, and there was a lot of things going on. Although you did amazing in France, and she speaks French, and she did amazing with the Uber driver. And
Well, because the
the
transportation was on strike.
Yeah, the transportation were all on strike. We didn't know that before we went, but the transportation was all on strike. So there was no buses, no trains, and no subways, was there, when we went to Paris? So that was a little bit crazy, wasn't it?
Oh, it was something.
But you know, when we traveled to the UK, they had a great, at the London airport, what did they call that? Was it the Sunshine? something?
Sunflower lanyard?
Yeah, so for special needs kids or adults there, it's great. You go to this desk and they had a sunflower lanyard that they would give you.
It's a subtle way of saying to them, hey, this person...
Right. So you would turn, or you would wear the lanyard, and then when you wear the lanyard, that give everyone around working in the airport the visual.
Like,
that
okay, this one's
your
a little
special
bit,
needs.
Yeah.
And, you know, so they would move you to the front of the line. You know, they were very good at being, you know, attentive to what you needed. Right?
Yeah, 'cause
anything that you needed.
Once
So-
they find out and understand what people actually need, instead of just saying whatever,
Mhm. So
it
that
makes
was,
it a whole lot easier.
right. So that was one thing that was just another tool that you had in your toolbox, right? That you felt more comfortable because you were wearing the lanyard, because they would come and ask you.
Should we tell them the
And-
hotel story?
What was the hotel story?
Where we got locked out?
Oh my goodness. Well, you can tell them that story. Sure. Go ahead. Talk.
How did that go again? You have to...
Well, we went to Wales for Christmas. You love this. Oh, we can tell stories all day. So we went to Wales. So we originally went to Paris, and then we took the train back to London, and we spent a couple days in
I
London.
think one or
wasn't it?
two.
Yeah, we went
I think it was
shopping.
only like one or
we
two,
went
yeah.
on the city tour. We got to see all the sights. I'd been there several times myself, but Madison had not. So she was kind of seeing all the things for the first time. And then we took a train from London out to the middle of nowhere in Wales.
Didn't those trains disperse at one point?
Oh yeah, we had to change them several times and then carry all our luggage up and down the platforms, up and down the stairs. Now, one thing about Madison is she's really strong, but it was still pretty stressful, wasn't it? Because it was so busy.
And it's so fast paced
Because
too that you're
I
like,
think, was it the 24th? I think it was the 24th that we were taking the train back to Wales, and it was super busy.
ugh.
You know, sometimes there's only standing room only. Well, that really doesn't work for a special needs child, right? So we got to Wales and we stayed at a really nice, it was kind of like a,
I don't know, fancy hotel.
well, it was kind of like a miniature hotel maybe, right? It was kind of like a pub that had like, I don't know, maybe 75 rooms or something.
I
It
just
was
know
in
it
a
looked
small
fancy.
And we stayed there, and we met my friend Jeanette that I had met when I was 14 on a mission trip, and we had gone back and forth ever since. But the one night we come back to our room, and our key didn't work for the hotel, and that was a bit stressful.
Mind you, there was no master keyhole to actually open the door and get it into the room.
That's right. So here we are in a different country, different city. Can't get into our hotel room. And Madison is like, you can't tell a special needs kid, like, okay, we're just going to go here, there, everywhere. Let's just go out for supper or what. Like, no, she needs to go to bed at a certain time. She had her own stuffed animal in there, her own pajamas, her own everything, toothbrush. Like, she didn't want to go buy new stuff. So
nothing is worse than a last minute change for someone like that.
That's right. We try to plan ahead so there's no surprises, right? They happen, but we try to plan as much ahead of time as we can, correct? So I thought, okay, it must just be like the card that you're putting in the door. I'll just need a new one, because sometimes, when you go to a hotel and you need a new card.
Yeah.
So I went down to the lobby and I was like, okay, we just must need a new card. My card's not working. And so she gave me a new card, and I thought, okay. So my friend Jeanette had stayed back up at the door with Madison. And so they were waiting when I got up there. So I get up there and try the card. The new card doesn't work. Well, by this time, Madison's anxiety is just
to the peak.
It's ramping up, right? Because she's also really tired. And
that's the worst time for anxiety.
So my girlfriend Jeanette, she was really good calming her down. I said, I'll just go back to the desk and I'll just get her to come up here herself. And she's going to have to fix this. So don't stay on the video here. So she came up herself and tried to get in the room. But what happened?
It didn't work.
It didn't work. So she went down and she opened up another room and said, well, you can just go wait in here and I'll call and see what I can do. So all this time is going by, and Madison, she just wants to get her own pajamas on, be with her stuffed animal, and go to bed. And we can't get in her room. So I had to have this mama bear talk with the lady that's at the desk.
Oh.
So she tells me, she says, well, I'm just going to put you in that other room for the night, and we'll have to worry about this. We'll have to worry about this tomorrow.
Not even close.
She said, we'll have to worry about this tomorrow.
No.
And I was like, oh no, that's not going to work here. That is not going to work with Madison. She goes, well, what do you mean? I was like, I don't know if you've ever had a special needs child before, but we're going to need to get into that room tonight. There has to be a way. She will not go to bed without her own pajamas and without her own stuffed animal and her own stuff. And we need to get into that room. And I don't know how you're going to do it or who you're going to call, but you're going to have to call somebody.
So she called the manager
to get in there. So she called the owner, and the owner was out because, of course, it's Christmas time. There's all kinds of parties and different things on. So people have, obligations, family stuff or whatever. And it was between Christmas and New Year's. And so she called the owner, and the owner wasn't home, but sent the son. And what did they do, Madison?
They had to grab a ladder all the way to the window.
They had to get a massive ladder, and they put it outside.
They climbed in the window, into the room.
What floor were we on? Like the third floor or something?
I think the highest floor there is.
Oh, we were at the top.
Well, pretty much, yeah.
We were at the top. So they had to go outside with their truck, and they had to put this ladder up to our room.
Into the
window.
They
had to get into the window enough so that they could get in the room to unlock the door. Like, talk about crazy. Because then we found out what happened was the mechanism in the door for the locks where you put the key card that slides. So what had happened was apparently the battery had gone or something.
Like it died or something.
And it takes 24 hours or something to get that all sorted out. Oh my goodness. Well, at least we got it sorted out, didn't we, Madison?
Yep.
So Madison and Jeanette, I had to go get them from the spare room, and she didn't have to spend the night in the spare room. That was great. We ended up getting back in our room. She got all her stuff, didn't you? You got your stuffed animal, got your own pajamas, got to go lay down in your bed and go to sleep.
Yeah.
And Mom was the word. And that was quite an experience, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So all that to say though, but during the holiday, it is a hard time for a lot of people. And sometimes the special needs kids, I know when you went to Grandma and Grandpa's, sometimes all it would take is taking your noise canceling headphones for all the noise, right? And the extra loudness and excitement and everything. Because sometimes that was just too much, right? And sometimes you just need a different room to go in. You used to have a little sleep mask, those sleep masks that goes over your eyes. And sometimes that was just enough. If it was too bright and she was getting tired, she would just put her sleep mask on and her noise canceling headphones, and she'd always bring a stuffed animal and a little blanket or something, and then she would be good. She would be able to settle and go to sleep, and she would be happy with that. But those sometimes are things that people don't think about. Sometimes along with the extra anxiety at Christmas and the schedules that are crazy, sometimes people forget that just loud music, bright lights, even flashing lights sometimes all the time can really trigger and trip people up, right? And then just large crowds of people that you're close to each other, you know what I mean? Those are all things that can trigger anxiety.
Even growing up, we shut the lights off.
Yeah, sometimes the lights were too much that we had to shut the lights off, or sometimes you even wore sunglasses inside so that it wouldn't make the lights so bright, right?
Yeah.
So those are all little kind of things. But I think the main thing is for you to know about the schedule and the routine. So write it down, right? Write it down. Know what to expect. If all the days, you would have a schedule every day, wouldn't you? That we would break down. And sometimes when it was really stressful, it was broke down every 15 minutes, and you were right on cue that once 6:15 came, okay, now it's, from 6:15 to 6:30, this is supposed to happen. And you were doing it, right? You had to stick to that because in your brain, that would help you feel less anxiety.
And because my brain is so organized, it needs to have a set thing, again, that routine. But
yeah, you need to have that routine, doesn't you? My client doesn't do well with hearing babies crying.
I still don't.
Yeah, that is a very
every
hard
now
one.
and again, but
it's a very hard one, and it's very hard to make noise like that evaporate, Madison? I know sometimes we've been out at a restaurant eating and there's been a baby crying, and that's
or even just some guy speaking really, really loud. Even to this day, I'm like, can they not just be quiet? No, because
it's a lot easier when people talk quietly, right?
Yeah,
normal. You have a hard time when people raise their voice, don't you?
It's like my brain does a light switch.
Yeah, your brain trips up, doesn't it?
When people are yelling at each other.
Yeah. But you're doing a lot better now as you get older, right? But those are all little keys that help you. And, there's all kinds of things this time of year that, people get tripped up about. So I think it's just, it's great to be mindful that there are people that struggle this time of year, and not just special needs people, right? There's people that, are going through their own stuff. There's people that, Christmas is a really hard time of year for them. And it's a real struggle to be out and about and around people, or, even shopping and getting groceries. And, you might, I've always reminded Madison when she goes to work, just be joy, just be Jesus and joy, because sometimes what people are walking through, we have no idea. And we have no idea the hurt and the pain that they're going through, and how they might just need somebody to smile and talk to them.
I actually have a story kind of about that.
Okay, do you want to share?
Bit.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to say any names because...
Yeah, that's good, because we like privacy.
They might not want me to either.
Mm-hmm.
Just for safety reasons or something, I don't know.
Okay, talk clear.
So, there's this lady that I work with.
Mm-hmm.
She told me yesterday she always liked me giving her a hug because of just how hard I do them. Because you know how you get one of those weak hugs that has no emotion whatsoever?
And no feeling in it.
Yeah, and that's why she comes to me, even in her hard times. There's this one day where I think she was closing that night, and she just comes over to me first, actually, not even management, just me, crying.
Probably management doesn't give hugs like you.
Anyway, no, but she had always said, I always come to you because your hugs are it's almost like a bear hug. Like, you can feel the sense of emotion, the sense of that somebody cares.
Aww. And how did that make you feel? Good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because you do really feel and care for people. So I think that people really, feel that reciprocated to them.
Yeah.
Right? And you have Jesus inside of you, so you spill that out.
Yeah.
Right? You always comfort people, Maddie. Yeah. She does, aren't you? Now that you're a big girl, you love to love people, don't you?
Although this other lady at work, I always say I have a soft spot for her because...
Yes, you do. There is one lady at work that Madison absolutely adores.
It's only because I find when I first started, she respected me, so I respect her. And this lady, oh my goodness, she's like my work grandma. That's what I call her. She knows it too.
She's like your work grandma. That's so awesome though to have that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. So we should probably wrap it up. We've been on here a bit, but we just wanted to jump on and encourage you, that sometimes during this time of year, it's a wonderful time of year, but, sometimes it's a very hard time of a year for a lot of people, for a lot of reasons.
Even if you just go up to somebody and smile at them or say hi even, you don't necessarily need to know them. You can just say, hey, how's it going?
Just wherever you are, just be Jesus with skin on, right?
Yeah.
Just love on people, be happy, and don't be in a hurry to go places. Like me coming home today. All right, Madison?
Yeah.
Just try to be in the moment, and you never know who you can bless when you're in line at the grocery store.
And sometimes opportunities happen at the least expected times.
That's true.
And you don't realize it till after.
Yes, that's so true. Because sometimes God will provide an opportunity, and it's just like, sometimes we're sitting there going, oh, I don't have time for this right now. But yet, you don't want it to pass you by, because you know that God can use you in that moment. So sometimes when we just press pause and go a little bit slower, that makes all the difference, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So any other words for Christmas, Madison?
No.
No? I think that's pretty good. Hey? We're finishing decorating here, eh?
Yeah.
And we're going to be putting our tree up on Saturday. Who are you going to see tomorrow?
Kim.
Just going to see Real Talk Kim tomorrow night. He's in Saginaw, Michigan, so we're going there because we're not far from that. And it's just busy time of year, isn't it?
I will say she is an awesome person.
Love you, Anna. She is an awesome person, isn't she? And she's the one that inspired you to write your book, right?
Yeah.
When you started reading her book and you found out that, she was in special ed classes. And you're like, hey, maybe I can write a book.
She can do it. Why can't I?
She can do it. Why can't I? Yes, I'm having a hard time this year, and I'm trying to reach out with a smile. Oh, bless you.
Hello, Anne.
I know, it is. Sometimes, you know what? We all have a story. And, sometimes it's just comforting to know that there's other people going through stuff. There's other people that can, be kind, show compassion. And just sometimes it's just that smallest bit of encouragement can make such a big difference, right? How many times have we been out somewhere, Madison, and we ran into people and just, hello, and we ran into people, and you know what? Sometimes it's just the smallest thing.
Even
and
at work.
Makes such a big difference.
Like, I don't know how many times to tell you to say hi to people.
Yeah, and they love it, don't they? There's always going to be the grumpusauruses out there that need to swallow rainbows.
And you just say,
right?
hey, how's it going? And
That's
just
right.
keep going.
But you look past that and you just keep going and you're like moving forward. There's lots of other people out there. So, never forget to be Jesus with skin on. And never forget what, Maddie? Little is much when God is in it. And he's in it. We're in it to win it. And I'll eventually get my piano had to get warmed up from moving in the cold. And then I gotta get a piano tuner here, which I think it has to sit for a few weeks, but we'll see. I might try to play it when it hasn't been tuned. But hey, Tom, how you doing? Anyway, anything else, Madison? She's so tired. She got up too early today.
No.
And we had an appointment this afternoon, so we're like, we can't go live until 4 o'clock. But you know what? That's okay. But we'll be coming live on and off over the holidays too, just to encourage you guys. And if we're doing something fun, we'll jump on. Special needs, unlimited gifts, talents, and wisdom. And I have ADHD and dyslexia, and I push through. Yes!
Good job.
And you know what? They're all just labels, right? So whatever your label is, don't. We've already talked about labels, haven't we, Madison? You know, you can't look at it as a label. You have to just, you know what? This is an asset to me that I'm uniquely limited edition, and I'm different than everybody else. And I'm going to make this work for me, right?
Yep. You can't be anybody other than yourself.
You got this, Maddie. That's right. You can't be anybody other than yourself. And God made us all unique, right? He made you different than me.
Yep.
Yeah. And he made you that you wear hats on Thursdays. Anyway, we're going to sign off because Mr. will be home soon for supper, won't he?
Yep.
Yes. But we love you guys and have a great Thursday evening, I guess. And hugs from Canada. It's cold here. So we're just
The snow has officially started.
The snow has officially started and it's officially freezing here. So we have to get our heavy duty coats out, don't we, Madison?
Yep.
Scarves, mitts, and everything today, wasn't it? It's pretty